Hey there, old doggers. Well, I got to apologize first, and it's been a while since I put out a vlog, and I know that. And every time I go to get things ready, things change, and then I got to do another vlog, and I'm just running out of time. Anyway, I think I finally got this one together, and it's going out. This is the introduction, and as you no doubt sort of saw from the intro there, this one's going to be all about my chickens. And yeah, and almost every shot there is going to be about the chickens, except for the first one. You'll see me doing a bit of reminiscing on Labor Day Monday, just before everybody headed back to school, except me. And so that's a nice little shot down by the lake. And then we get right into the chickens. Right into the chickens. And the chickens are going to take up the rest of the video. Well, the chickens plus the building of the coop. And you'll see we're almost done. Anyway, I'm not even going to say anything about it. It's all coming up. Just stay tuned. Sunday night. No, Monday night. Labor Day weekend. And I'm over at my brother's cottage. I was over at another cottage yesterday, and out in a boat, and the lake was just packed. Tons and tons and tons of boats, everybody getting their last rides in. And now, Monday night, everybody's gone home. And we have virtually an empty lake. Beautiful day, nice breeze blowing. I guess this is what I've been waiting for. I'm not going back to Toronto. Normally I'd be in Toronto and preparing for a probably sleepless night, because I can never sleep the night before school starts. And now I get to go home to my cottage, to my house, and sleep here. And I do have to get up early tomorrow because I have to go to my part-time job, be there at 8 o'clock. But there is no fear or trepidation or excitement, I guess, around going there. Whereas I wasn't afraid of going to school. I was just excited to get to school and see all the kids. And I'm not getting to do that. I don't get to see any kids tomorrow. But the lake is beautiful at this time of year. I'll probably come over and go for a boat ride later this week and just enjoy being out in the lake when there's nobody else out there. Lovely. Somewhere in here, there is a pussycat. Let's see if we can find a pussycat. Where is the pussycat? I don't see her. Where is that pussycat? Oh, there she is. Alright, yesterday, when I was in Bancroft, I went to the farm supply stores, farm co-op, and while I was there, I actually went there to get a small garbage can for ashes, but I decided to get some supplies for my chickens, even though I have not got a coop yet and I don't have chickens, but I'll get them while I'm here. So I got a whole bunch of stuff here. First of all, I have this, which is ripe du bois, wood shavings. And wood shavings go in the bottom of the coop, and that's what the chickens poop in. And you allow them to poop and pee in the coop. And when they have done enough of that things are not looking so good or smelling so good, you add some more wood shavings on top, and you let that build up. And then twice a year, once in the fall, once in the spring, you clean it out. And when you do that, you end up with some really good manure that can then be added to your garden. So that's what these are for. This is a $6 bag, which I thought, gee, that's pretty reasonable. It's compacted. I have no idea how long it's going to last. That is the big question. here we have organic chicken feed. And I actually got this in Cohill, the little town closest to me, which is really handy because it's only about 10 minutes away. And the price there is cheaper than it was in Bancroft. So, yes, they're getting organic food, just the best. And apparently, in this food, as well as their food, they are getting two other things that chickens need. One is they need a little bit of gravel. Gravel goes into they store their gravel basically sort of in their throat, in a part of their throat. And the gravel is it's like a little mill. It grinds the feed in between it, and that's how they digest the food that they eat. So they need to have access to gravel. They don't eat much, because they just put some in there, and when it wears out, I guess, they eat some more. They seem to know how to do that. But this feed contains a little bit of gravel for them. It also contains oyster shells, and I can't for the life of me remember why they need oyster shells, but there's a reason for it. And it contains that too. So the feed's actually pretty good. It contains everything that they actually need to be healthy. So I got 2 bags of that, and it was about $30 a bag. So again, I have no idea how long that's going to last. Well, that remains to be seen, and how expensive this is going to be. I also got a feeder. This will hang from the ceiling off the ground, just enough that perhaps something like that they can get their beaks in there, but it's not on the ground so that they don't mess it up with their poop and everything. And yeah, and I got a waterer. So I'll fill this up with water, and again, the chickens will be able to drink from that. And again, you can hang that up so that they don't mess it up. And I got a big garbage can. The big garbage can is to store the feed in. So I will probably put this in the chicken coop, or out just sort of inside the run, which you probably don't know what it is yet, but I'll show you that when it's done, so that it's easily accessible. And the reason you do that is that because if you just leave it in the bags like that, then mice and other animals like that will get into that and eat it. So you have to store it in a big garbage can like this, a galvanized can, so it doesn't rust. And you put it in there, and then I'm gonna put it's like a bungee cord across the top to prevent any animals from opening it up and getting in there. But it'll be easily accessible for me when I want to feed the chickens. That apparently, I think a can like this holds about 1.5 bags of the feed. The rest of it I'll store in my shed, the over part. So we're getting there. We'll see. As you know, I'm working on that chicken coop, and when it's done, I'll be happy. So here's what happened. When was that? I was Wednesday. I was in the local town, Bancroft, and I was shopping. It's about 20 minutes away from home, and I received a phone call from the lady who's going to be selling me my chicks for my chicken coop, which is not built yet, as you know. And she said that she had a family emergency and that I needed to come and get those chicks today. That was Wednesday. And here's what I looked like when that happened. And but then I had to deal with it. I didn't have a choice. I tried to phone around and see if I could find somebody that could take the chicks and look after them until my coop was ready. But everybody that's got chickens, they don't really want a whole bunch of new chicks coming in and disrupting their flock. So I managed to get my nephew, Jono. He came over. I phoned him and said, look, I need you over here, because he's really handy. And we managed to paste together a place for the chicks. Well, I had to go and get them first. I went and got them, and I picked them up, and she was going to lend me a dog crate, but it turned out the dog crate was too big. I couldn't get it in my car. So I brought the chicks home in a little cat cage, 10 of them. And so they were in the cat cage. I got them home, and they sat in that cat cage for like 3 hours outside while Jono and I built a spot for them to go. And I just happened to have a dog cage in the shed that I had bought at a yard sale about, I don't know, a month ago. And I had no idea why I was buying that dog cage. I didn't plan on using it right away. I just saw it there. It was cheap. I bought it. Well, it's a good thing I did, because I had somewhere to put the chicks. And as you know from what you watched today, I already had bought feed and water and feeder and wood flakes to go in the bottom of my chicken coop. So I had all that stuff. What the lucky is that I had all that stuff and had it here. It's quite bizarre, really. So Jono and I managed to paste together a place for them in a couple hours, and they're in my basement. The thing with young chicks is that they have to maintain a pretty high temperature. They can't get cold. They're like little babies. And so they have to be no colder than 70 degrees, which in Celsius, that's about 20 degrees, I guess. And so here they are here. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second. I'm going to show you where they are. They look to me like they've grown about double their size, but I've only had them since yesterday. I can't believe that. But they look a lot bigger. Every time I look in the cage, they look a bit bigger. So I'm going to just stop this, and I'm going to turn it around, and then you can see what I'm looking at here. So here's their cage, their makeshift cage, and you can see them through there, and they're reasonably content. I'm going to open the door, but I'm pretty sure they're all going to run in the corner. They're still scared of me. There they are, all 10 of them, all healthy. Henderson's chicks. Bet you never thought you'd see that. So today, I had another friend come over and help me put cement. I had already dug the holes. Can't remember what I told you that. I think I did. So the holes were already dug, and I had another friend come over, and I'd never mixed cement before. So he helped me mix cement. It's actually quite easy. I don't know, any of you are bakers out there, which I was. It's like making a muffin mix. So you put the cement in the wheelbarrow, and then you just had enough water to get it the consistency, what I thought was like a muffin mix. It's kind of, and smooth it out, and there you are, it's done. And so it wasn't hard at all. I could have done it myself if I'd known how. And tomorrow and on the weekend, I've got other people coming over to help me see if we can get this coop built by the end of the weekend and give these guys a proper home, because they need to be somewhere. This is pretty crowded for them in here. They're getting pretty big for a little crate like this. And one of my concerns is that chickens, little chickens like this, if they're in too small a space, they get bored and they start pecking at each other. And we certainly don't want that to happen. So I've been coming down like 3-4 times a day, looking at them and just making sure that they're not doing that. So far, they're okay. So, they sleep all night. I was down here last night about 10 o'clock, and I turned all the lights out. And they were all curled up in the corner, all having a nice snooze. And I think they slept all night because they were still like that in the morning when I came down about 6:30. Well, I've reshot this section about 5 times now, and every time I do it, we get some more work done on the chicken coop, and I think, oh, I gotta show everybody what we got done. So I just keep coming back and reshooting the same thing, but different versions. So I know we're not going to be doing any more work on that chicken coop until probably Tuesday night. So I'll get this done today. And hopefully I can get my video out tomorrow, which will be Monday. And that'll be the latest update. We'll see how we do. So I'm going to take you around here and show you the site where the chicken coop's going to be and all the work that's happened so far. So here's our workstation here. My nephew built me these two little sawhorses, which come in really useful. And we do all the work here in the driveway. And over here, if you can see it, there is our chicken coop so far. It's a pretty amazing structure. And you see we got some of the roof trusses in up at the top there. That bottom part, or the ladder, the small ladder is sitting, that's the actual chicken coop where the chickens are going to live. Where the big ladder is, that is what we would call the chicken run. That's going to be an open area with screened in, and so the chickens can go out there during the day and they can run around there, especially in the winter if it's a nicer day. It gives them a place where they can get outside, but it's protected from the wind and the rain and the snow and that, for that matter, and predators. And yeah, I'll give them a spot. So I'll take you up a bit closer here just to show you. So you can see there's inside what the chicken coop's going to look like inside. We're going to have a door over here, right here, right where this piece of wood is here. Basically, that's going to be a door for me to get in and out of the chicken coop. And then that's going to be a solid wall over there. We're going to have, I think, a window with that in and a window with that in, sealed up. And then the chicken coop will be inside that little rectangular shape there where the plywood is. And that's going to be open underneath. We'll cover it in. And the chickens can also get under there when they're outside if they want some shade. And then down here, all this area here is going to be a screened in area. And that's where the chickens will be able to get out. They'll have a little door over here and a ramp. And they can run down and they can get in this area outside during the winter. So when I first get, well, I got my chickens, don't I? When the chickens first get here, they're going to stay either in the coop or during the night or out here during the day in this area here. Once they get used to that and I feel that they know that this is their home, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up that electric fence that I have all the way around, make a big area all the way around here. That's the plan anyway. So I've got two of those electric fences. I should be able to make a pretty big area. And then they can get outside during the day when it's nice and they can free range, which is the ideal situation. So that they're outside, they got a place to roam, they can eat the grass, they can eat the weeds. That's healthier for them and actually better for them than feeding them the commercial feed. So they'll get that, especially during the winter, they'll get that. But in the spring and the summer, they can hopefully get out and do some foraging. That is better for them. You get healthier chickens, better eggs, everything's better that way. So that is the plan. This big tree right here, which is a huge old maple, which I really like, but we've pretty well come to the conclusion that it should be taken down. It's got some pretty rotten spots on it. You got this great big branch here. Let me see if I can show you. Right above the chicken coop. And it's pretty old looking. And if it were to come down, it would come right down on the chicken roof. That would not be good. Chicken coop roof. And so we got to get this big tree down. And I hate to see it go, but I agree that it is looking pretty bad. And it just takes one bad storm for that to come down. And we don't want her coming down on my chicken coop, that's for sure. I decided I'm going to use the, for the ends for the chicken run, I'm going to use the hardware wire that I've spent so much time putting up around this garden here. I'm going to take that hardware wire and we're going to take it over here. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here. Hoshamalaka tatika da puka. It's Shukama. Hi, Shukama. Tatika da baka. You don't have no idea. You have no idea who's going to be living in this coop, do you? Chikadama. Here's where the hardware wire is going to go. All the way along here and around there is going to be chicken wire. Hardware wire. And then this is going to be covered in. from about up there down to about here. That's going to be covered in. And then chicken wire, hardware wire all the way down there. That way no predators can get in here. Hey, Chukadama, what are you doing? Chukadama, Kakuchitamaka, Tika, Silabuka, Butu, Chica, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? Callie still does not know that there's chicken in the basement. So she's not figured that out yet, which is good. And the chickens in the basement, they're getting too big for my box. I'm going to have to do something about that. And they cannot, this is not going to be done for another week, I don't think. So I got to find another place to keep my chickens. And I'm thinking, hang on, I'm going to pause this. I'll show you where I'm thinking of putting the chickens. I had somebody drop off this cage here yesterday, or maybe the day before. And so what I did was I attached the two cages together. And now they've got this incredibly large space, which they seem to love, to move around in. It's twice the size of what they had before. Look at how big they're getting. Every time I look at them, I think they look bigger. I think I've said that about 100 times, but it's true. And they're turning into big chickens. I better get that coop built as soon as I can. These guys are going to be full grown, and they can't live in here as full grown chickens. Anyway, they seem very happy with this new setup. My only concern is that they might get out of this. I don't think they can. These rungs here are very close together, and I don't think they can squeeze through there. I hope not. And I've covered up some places where I think they might be able to squeeze through. So this should work out well. In a worst case scenario, they get out, they're going to be wandering around the basement, as long as they don't fly upstairs and Callie gets them. But I do have to be careful now to make sure Callie doesn't get down here, because she could put her paws through there. I don't know whether she would or not, or whether she would just look at them. They're getting pretty big for Callie to be messing around with. Anyway, there we are, chickens. Look at how they're doing that with their feet. They love to dig with their feet. And now they get a chance to do that. What are you doing? Hey? What are you doing? Why are you walking along there? What are you doing? Where do you think you're going? Where are you going? You're going to fall off there. You fall off there, that's a long way down. Yes, it is. What are you doing? Here. You want to get off on this chair? Oh, okay. That is a funny thing for a cat to do. Well, doggers, that just about wraps it up. So there you have it. That's all about what's happened. All the chickens, all the chicks that are now... And no, someone corrected me, by the way. My chicks, I told someone my chicks were about like teenagers now. That's how old they are. And someone said, Mr. Henderson, or they actually said Fred, they don't call them teenagers in chicken language. They're called pullets. P-U-L-L-E-T-S. Pullets. My mistake. Okay, so I learned something new. So my chicks are now pullets, and then they will grow into chickens. Thank you very much for watching. If you are already an old dogger, meaning that you subscribe, that's great. See if you can get some more old doggers out there to subscribe. Yeah, that'll be great. I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers. That'd be amazing. I didn't expect to do that when I started, but I'm past 50 now. I would love to get up to 100. That'd be amazing. Old doggers, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. My assistant seems to be cat napping today. She was up early and she was outside early and she was out late last night till about 10 o'clock. So, oh, I know, such a tired pussycat this afternoon. And she's got such a hard job. Yes, she does. Such a hard job for pussycats. Yes, such a hard. You just sleep. You just sleep. Yeah, I'll do the work. You sleep, okay? That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a very good idea. What a good pussycat. What a good pussycat.